In just a few days, Apple's going to unveil their first entirely new product since we got the Apple Watch in 2015. And here it is. This is your very first look at Apple's Reality Pro headset. This mixed reality product aims to combine virtual and augmented reality technologies together to give a user the best experience between the virtual world and the real one simultaneously. And this headset is going to be insane. I know a lot of you are skeptical. I know a lot of you don't get why Apple is even touching VR like this. But I think by the end of this video, you'll be convinced. First, let's start off with the design, which is going to be unlike any of the products that have come before it. It's going to be made of three core materials: carbon fiber, one of the lightest materials known to man, glass, and aluminum, for a really premium look and a super lightweight design. While other headsets like the Quest 2 from Meta weigh above 400 grams, which isn't a lot when you're holding it in your hand, but is super heavy on your face, Apple is aiming for a curb weight of less than 300. We've even heard estimates as low as 100 to 200 grams, and if Apple hits that, if they make this headset twice as light as this product, that alone will change everything. But the materials are just part of this, because the other problem is that batteries are inherently heavy. So instead of having a battery located up here, sitting on your face yet again, Apple has made a super un-Apple-like move, and they have decided to make the battery external. Apple will be making proprietary battery packs for this that are rumored to be 2 iPhone 14 Pro Maxes in thickness. And this battery pack, connected via some kind of a proprietary wire, is going to sit on your waist and power the headset from there. Battery life with each pack is only going to be about 2 hours, by the way, so you'll probably have to stock up on multiple. And I wish that this battery was the weirdest or quirkiest part about the headset, but I've got to give that to Apple's very unique approach here of a custom front display. See, while most headsets like this one just have nothing there because the screens are on the inside and as a user you don't get anything from the outside, Apple's taking a different approach, and they are said to put a custom OLED module on the front that will not only show the user's eyes, it's also said to show facial expressions. And here's a quick mock-up from one of my friends, David, who came up with what this could look like. And all I can tell you is that this looks absolutely wild. I have no idea how Apple's going to pull this off without it looking like a gigantic meme of some kind. But hey, if there's one company to figure this out and make it kind of cool, I guess it would be Apple. Now back to the design here, something else you might have noticed is that the headband looks to be interchangeable on this headset. And while it looks to be a sport band that will be stock with most models, there's been rumors that there could be a leather band or a specific exercise band that Apple could sell separately as an additional purchase. You know, just like Apple Watch bands that you can customize later. The other part inspired by the Apple Watch is the digital crown on here, which Apple is actually going to call the Reality Dial. And this instrument is what will allow you to change from the virtual and augmented reality modes. Maybe pull towards you, you're completely immersed in a made-up fantasy environment, turn it the other way, and you're seeing the real world with other AR features overlaid on top of your own reality. It's a unique approach. It sounds very Apple-y, and like the digital crown works great on the Apple Watch, it works great on AirPods Max, and putting it on this product, I think is going to be genius. By the way, we barely scratched the surface of this product, and I am beyond excited for it. I'm actually so excited for this that I'm doing a live show in San Francisco the day after this product gets announced on June 6th with John Prosser, Luke Miani, and Noah Rubin to talk all about this with you guys. It's going to be a huge meetup for us Apple fans to hang out and talk about this with each other right after it happens. It's going to be a super cool time, and you can get your ticket right now at geniusbargoesdark.com. The entire event is made possible by Clean My Mac. I was legit just using their Space Lens feature earlier today to show me the biggest files on my hard drive so I could clear up some space, which was infinitely useful. So guys, grab your tickets right now at geniusbargoesdark.com. Link is down below. Okay, that's the design of the headset. Let's talk about the actual internal hardware that Apple is putting in this, which is unparalleled and uncomparable to anything that has been released to date. Starting off with the displays that you'll be looking at, there are dual 4K micro OLED panels that'll give you a roughly 8K resolution. If you're wondering why Apple's going with micro OLED, it's thinner, smaller, and more efficient. So it's like OLED on steroids. The black levels are going to be nuts, the resolution is going to be crazy, and one engineer, there was a report a few years ago that said it is indistinguishable from reality when you put this on, because with the 12 cameras that Apple has on this, they're going to pass through video of the world around you and create a virtual environment as well. And I have not been able to sleep since I heard that. What if you're somebody like me that wears glasses? Well, Apple's already thought of that, and they're going to be selling custom prescription lenses that you can replace the stock lenses with so that you don't have to wear your glasses when you have this on your face. Which is so cool. Nobody really does this from a first-party perspective yet, and being able, on Apple's website, to order my prescription with the headset, God, that's going to be so sick. Now, the 12 Plus cameras, though, aren't just for video pass-through, so you can see around you with this on your face. It's also used for the eye and hand tracking, because Apple, unlike others that use controllers, they're not going with that approach. Just as Apple doesn't want you to use a stylus with your iPhone, they want you to use your finger, your hands are the controllers. There's not a dedicated device that you wear or something. Apple is using these cameras so you can use your hands like a human to interact with this reality. Again, that alone by itself, if Apple can pull this off without the need for controllers, will change the game for VR. That is a barrier to entry that controllers and like having to hold something kind of sucks. Your hands built in that just work. And some of these 12 cameras, they're actually going to be pointed at you from the inside. They're going to be looking at your eyes, and this product is going to be the first to introduce Retina ID. And now, nobody's said that before, but I guarantee that's what Apple's going to call it, because it is going to be the first time Apple moves on from fingerprint, from face scanning to Retina scanning for authentication. Again, genius. You just put it on, it recognizes your eye, and you're in. All of your locked information shows up for you. It doesn't show up for other people because everybody has slightly different retinas. So cool. I think you might be starting to see how this is coming together and why Apple's doing this and the problems that Apple solved that nobody else has. I wish that this video was only good news, but it wouldn't be fair for me to ignore the price tag of this, which is rumored to be about $3,000 US, which is insane, and it sucks that it's going to be a barrier to entry for most people. Now, Apple is working on a lower cost version, a follow-up to this that's going to come out in 2024 for about half the price, so about $1,500. But for at least a year, this is going to be the product. This is Apple's Reality Pro headset, and it's going to be $3,000. But just to wrap up the hardware here, it's also going to be really powerful. There are going to be two M2 chips in this, which are pretty powerful Mac chips that will be custom tuned for this device, specially made to communicate with each other to make graphics performance good. Because now we're at the point of the video where I'm going to tell you why Apple's doing this. The hardware is insane. Like, whether this product succeeds or fails, there will be no doubt that the hardware will be some of the best rate that Apple has ever produced in the company's history. The first big thing that Apple solved with this headset is video conferencing. It is draining to look at a 2D screen all day. I hate doing it. It makes me feel so disconnected from the actual person, what's happening. I get distracted easily. So Apple is introducing a mixed reality version of FaceTime that will allow you with another person that owns the headset to feel like they are in the same room speaking to each other in Animoji/Memoji form. I just have a feeling about this one, because nobody's really like changed conferencing in the post-COVID world. It just all is kind of awful. And again, if there's one company that could make that feel more human, it's Apple. They're calling this feature co-presence. It's going to feel like you're with someone. I am very interested to see that feature unveiled to the world for the first time. The second focus is probably one you were able to predict, and that's playing video games. For a lot of you, you're like, I don't game. This is silly and weird, and that's fair. You're probably never going to use this if you don't play video games in the real world. I'm someone who plays video games. I'm someone who has had the time of my life playing VR golf, VR ping pong on this. And that experience sucks because the screens are low res, it's heavy, and the battery life isn't there either. So it's like, if Apple can again take these experiences, like VR gaming, everyone's gonna be getting this headset. And Apple's thought about this, they're smart. Not only do they have custom third-party content developed exclusively for the Reality Pro headset, Apple's also gonna be launching exclusive titles through Apple Arcade. Remember their subscription service? It's $5 a month that nobody really talks about that much. Apple Arcade is going to be a massive part of this headset. That's not the only Apple service that you're gonna see tied into this headset. It's also going to be Apple TV Plus, because Apple's third focus is for watching content. There's going to be virtual movie theaters and rooms where you can watch things with other people. There is custom TV Plus content dedicated for the headset. You can watch it there only and nowhere else. Personally, this is the part of the headset that I get the least. I've tried virtual movie TV show consumption. It's never really done it for me in the products that I've tried. maybe Apple can change that. That by itself, though, I don't think would be enough to compel most people to buy the headset. So Apple's throwing in some other stuff too. Not only are you going to be able to run most iPad apps on this, which Apple will have optimized in the XROS mobile operating system made specifically for the headset, you'll be able to use the headset as an external monitor for your Mac. You'll just be able to have your, Mac and no screen, connect the headset to it, and start typing, editing, working, being productive, using the headset as an external monitor. I have tried this as well, and it hasn't been the most compelling in other places. Again, I'm going to repeat what I said. We'll see if Apple finds a way to make that more significant. Last but not least, though, fitness is going to be a big part of this headset. And Apple will also be integrating a number of specific Fitness Plus workouts with this device to allow you to work out in various ways in virtual and augmented reality. And this, man, I think could be a big part of this headset. Being able to virtually work out with other people, compete in the same room, but from the comfort of your home, not having to leave, and having immersive experiences that feel real. That, I think, could be pretty game-changing. And again, no one else has been able to do this successfully. So why? Why is Apple going to be able to do this? I just made a super long video where I told you I was going to convince you that this was about to be a big moment. I'm convinced, if you can't tell, because I have tried a number of products that do VR and that do AR, and some of them are really cool. But none of them are there yet. Like, no one normal, big air quotes on that, really uses a VR headset. Like, the mainstream population of planet Earth don't touch these. And it just reminds me of, like, the iPhone. I'm not saying that this is going to blow up and sell in the way that the iPhone did. But I see this as Apple's step to this, which is augmented reality glasses, that drop the VR part entirely and just overlay basically iOS on the real world in a lightweight pair of glasses. This product is years away, but this VR headset is how you get there. And VR headsets in general, I still think have a big way to grow. The market hasn't really developed because nobody's made a great VR headset. We've gotten okay VR headsets. And there's a lot of people rightfully saying, well, nobody wants VR. That's why they're not selling. I would argue nobody really thought they wanted a smartphone until Apple made the iPhone. And nobody really thought they wanted a tablet until Apple made the iPad. And nobody wanted a smartwatch until the Apple Watch came out #1 selling watch in the world now. And like probably the best example of this, nobody thought people wanted wireless earbuds. Do you remember when Apple announced AirPods and everyone laughed? For a year, everybody laughed and said, AirPods, really $100+ for something I already have? You're insane. And then AirPods have the market cap of like many major companies. Listen, my argument in this video is not that Apple's headset is going to be perfect. My argument is that it's going to feel human. Your hands are your controllers. It's super high res. It feels like the real world. It's lightweight and comfortable. No one has done that before. If Apple can do those things, they win and this product is a success. And I can't wait to see what happens on June 5th when they unveil this. And again, you guys can come react with me in person the next day on June 6th, live in San Francisco. Tickets on sale at geniusbargoes.com. Again, a huge thank you to Shay over at Concept Central for working with me on this video. Go check out his channel and subscribe because his concepts are literally next level and the best in the game right now. I got a couple more videos coming before Dub, but like this is the last like really, really big video. And we're here. We're at the heel of an Apple product launch for the first time since I've been like a real YouTuber, and I've never been more excited. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.